Greetings to everyone. Wishing you all a wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening world over wherever you are. We extend you a very warm welcome. Thursday, 9th of December 2021, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Hearty welcome to all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. Pleasure to have you with us, and we are having another wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening. And Balkrishan ji is the winner of the evening. Om Namah Shivaya, being a first person, and good evening to everybody in the universe from Balkrishan ji. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, NRIs for Indian education are Indian diaspora for Indian education. 32 million Indians abroad for Indian education to empower education ecosystem. If we have skilled, polished, developed, chiseled, empowered, and prepared global teachers from India, we need not to look back. Everything is going to revolutionize and everything was going to be wonderful. And with our art, science, commerce, whatever subjects we are picking up in our schools, colleges, universities, institutions, specialization, whatever you're doing, if you focus on your skills, if you focus on your competencies, if you focus on your capabilities. We have also been joined this evening by Mamta Chauhanji. Hearty welcome to her also. Great evening from Uttarakhand. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we prepare our teachers with the subject specific whatever they are having, with the vocational skills and competencies and capabilities also, it's going to be the game changer for India. India can be the beautiful, super, soft power world over, because our teachers can go abroad, our educators can go abroad, our trainers can go abroad. So whether you are a subject specific teacher, you're a counselor, you're an administrator, you're a technocrat, or you're just teaching English language. Even if you are teaching English language, how can you bring beautiful modulation, beautiful storytelling, and something very captivating and innovating? I won't use the word intoxicating. That's not correct because it will be misunderstood. So you got to bring in that. We also extend a very warm welcome on the YouTube channel to Julie Subba ma'am, joining us all the way from northeast part of India, 8 beautiful states. We love Northeast. It's such a beautiful place. People are wonderful. They are doing great, great, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to focus on vocational education, vocational educator, and preparing vocational educators as a global facilitator and global teachers. Let's move ahead, and all of us in this journey, keep posting and sharing your views on the YouTube. It would be a pleasure, and we would keep recognizing you. Thank you. So, International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome to all of you. Now, this is something very important which I wish to share with all of you. Teachers and leaders in vocational education and training. When you think about teachers in vocational education and training, there's a findings and there's a report and there's a survey being carried out by OECD. We also extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Vimal Chauhan on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vimal ji, coming over here. Mamta ji, thank you. Balkrishan ji, thank you. And Julie Subba ma'am, thank you. All the dignitaries, those are joining. Great. Let me proceed. Teachers in vocational education and training. There are some findings world over in the different countries. They have done some survey, they have done some research, and they have carried out some permutation combination. There are some findings which we wish to share with all of you. Number one, an aging workforce contributes to the existing vocational education, training, teachers, because there's a great shortage of professionals. There's a great shortage. Subject specialist, you know. When you go to Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, for that matter, even Chandigarh, you will have lots of difficulties in finding a good plumber, good electrician, good AC repair mechanic, good fridge mechanic. You will have all other kind of people, but they will be just carrying out the certificate with them, but they will not be doing practical how to do it. Let's take a very small example. Just tell me the truth. How many of us really know how to operate the washing machine with all different permutation combinations? Do we really know what to do, how much powder to be put in, how much, the time duration to be set in over there, what kind of a clothes require, how much? This is a skill. And the person who comes to your residence when you purchase a new washing machine, and that gentleman who fixes that machine, he's an expert because he's having that skill. He's fixing those kind of machines over the years, every day, so many of them. So that person not to look into any standard operating procedure, SOP or document or a handbook, the person knows practical. So in 2018, one of the survey and one of the studies which has been carried out by OECD, they show 44% of the vocational education training teachers, they were aged 50 plus. They have given their whole life to that subject. You're teaching tourism, you're teaching hospitality, you're teaching airlines, you're teaching logistic management, you're teaching retail management, you are into the BPO, any skill you can talk about, as compared to 39% in general education. We have to understand from that. On the YouTube, we also extend a very hearty welcome to Paras Dia, Sakshi ma'am, and Priyanka Dhiman ma'am. We extend them a very warm welcome. Keep posting your views, keep sharing your views. It would be a pleasure to get your valuable inputs because it's always good to learn more and more from each one of you. So ladies and gentlemen, let's move ahead. I was sharing with you in the OECD's, the research which has been carried out in 2018, 44% of the vocational education training, the teachers, they were aged 50 plus, compared to 39 plus, that is the percentage in general education. So you got to understand that you require a very specific skill over the years to become professional. That is something very, very important. So over here, we have given the two bar charts. You can see general education trainers and you have got vocational education trainers. There's another finding very interesting. Experience in industry can be an asset for vocational education training teacher. If you want to be vocational specialist, if you want to be vocational trainer, if you want to be vocational master trainer, if you have worked with the industry, with the corporate houses, then that carries a lot of value. Sometimes you're talking to somebody, but you're carrying out some kind of a repair work or maintenance work. Your hands, your eyes, your mind, your vision, and everything is in synchronization like a motor skills, and everything is moving in that particular direction. Have you ever seen the person who plays the drums? He's looking at script, he's holding the sticks in hand, he's using his feet, and all the times he is giving the sound on the different gadgets, different equipments, different apparatus. But how the synchronization takes place when the person is basically looking at that paper? Because it's experience, it's expertise, it's that skill, it's that finish which comes over the time, over the years. That is something very, very important. So corporate always blames the academia. They say academia is churning out theoretical people. Those are not absorbable by us. And at the same time, academia says, why don't you come? Why don't you become the part of our curriculum development? Why don't you come and teach? And why don't you share your company, your corporate house, or your skills with the students in school, in colleges, in university, in institutions? Why do you want to create that vacuum and that gap? So the time has come, ladies and gentlemen, that the corporate houses and the educational hubs and setups and infrastructure, they all have to work together. They have to work in the seamless connectivity with each other. And we will go one step ahead. The syllabi which has to be formed in the future, parents, students, teachers, corporate, they all have to be in sync. They got to sit together. Value and particularly vocational education teachers training, when we talk about, they do not always have the required pedagogical training. And that is the missing link, and that is the gap in the entire system. Percentage of the upper secondary, the vocational education trainer teachers who reported the following elements in their initial teachers training. Something very interesting. When you talk about general pedagogy, it is 6% trainers, teachers, counselors, developers. You come little ahead, 78% when you're talking about a particular subject. So from general pedagogy, you come to the pedagogy of a specific subject. Then thereafter, you come to classroom practice. So it further comes down to 73%. Teaching cross curricular skills, it further comes down to 68%. And further, ladies and gentlemen, if it has to be clubbed with the skills, your capabilities, your competences, the percentage is going down. It's a very big challenge. Another thing, very interesting. Older teachers are less confident in using digital technologies. They're very scared. Remember, no, nobody wants to remember 25th of March 2020. Nobody knew what is Zoom. And people were struggling with the Microsoft, with the Cisco, with the Google, with other edtech platforms. They didn't know where from to show presentation, how to use the app, how to go by. So technical skills, vocational skills, professional skills, whether it is a soft skill or it is a hard skill, combination of all these skills is a future. If you want to be success story, you got to be multiple tasking. You got to be multiple skilled. Teachers and leaders in vocational education and training. Now, policies can help. The government policies, whatever we are making, the education policies, skills policies, competencies policies, vocational policy, increasing the attractiveness of teaching career in vocational education. People feel very shy when they come to know that somebody will come to know my son is a carpenter, he's a plumber, he is an electrician, he is mason. Why? Go back to the India's 15th century. At that time, nobody was unemployed. We were not churning out and producing the clerks. We were not producing. Everybody can't be a scientist. Everybody cannot be Raj Kapoor. Everybody cannot excel in every field. Everybody can do lots of things, but everybody cannot do everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to provide flexible pathways into vocational education training. We got to increase the participation in training. You know, it's very, very important. The more you stand on the machine, the more you work on the machine, the more you work with the gadgets, the permutation combinations. I'll just share with you. I just replaced my old mobile today, and I always try and work it out every year. I just try and replace my mobile phone. And what I do, I'm very fond of, if your mobile phone is of the latest configuration, it's always good because I want to learn something new. Today, I just replaced my old phone, which was for the 4G, and I have taken the 5G. And I'm very keen. There are some additional features which have come. And it has also come self-focusing and self-fixing camera from almost about 200 meters distance, where you can click and you can get the same photograph as good as somebody sitting just next to you. So what I'm telling is, you got to go with the technology. You got to pick up the skills. If I start thinking today at this age, I'm not going to pick up anything, I'm not going to learn anything new, I think I'll be disaster. I got to learn from each one of you. Okay, all of us, those who have joined for this particular program on YouTube, kindly post what are you fond of as one skill, what you are passionate about, what you like the most, which is one skill which you would love to have and you would enjoy that. What is that skill? Do write, do let me know, come on the YouTube. I would like to see that, okay? And that's the way we would like to go by. There are some comments also coming on the YouTube. Let me just try and see. There are lots of people, those have joined. So last I had seen Priyanka Diman. And thereafter, Mamta Chauhan, education is the passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Wow, that's great. And thereafter, Priyanka is writing, this is amazing to have this knowledge. Thank you. And Mamta is writing, wonderful presented. Thank you for the valuable time. Thank you. And true words. Okay, Rishi Mohan. Good evening. Hearty welcome, Rishi Mohan. Thank you. Mamta, a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. I want to learn from all of you. I'm very hungry for learning. I want to grow every moment in my learning pedagogy. I'm very, very keen. Anand Mukherjee, Babu Moshai from Kolkata, thank you. And Paras Dia, everyone has an area of specialization. Yes, so true. Deepa Hazarika, good evening, hearty welcome. Shivani Gogai, good evening, hearty welcome. Mamta provides skill-based learning and focused on how to teach, how to learn practical skills. That is something very important. Priyanka, when we would focus on our speciality and interest, we can do better in our fields of interest. So true, so true. Then thereafter, when you have a dream, you have got to grab it and never let it go. Yes. Do you know what is an opportunity? Opportunity never knocks at your door. Opportunity opens the door for you and it waits over there. And if you do not grab that opportunity, it will go to your neighborhood. It will go to others. And I'm also grateful. My friend, Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan, he has joined us from the United States. He's right over here giving his valuable time because he wants to see India growing, Indian youth growing, Indian teachers growing, everybody getting empowered, entire education ecosystem getting empowered. And Priyanka is writing, I love music and I can do the best in this. And public speaking is something I would love to be on stage giving a speech. Thank you, Paras. I love painting and I can make painting as it is. I see. Wow, that's great. Laishram, greetings from Imphal. Thank you. Bora, namaskar. Balkrishanji, all home mechanical skills. Yes. Balkrishanji, you are wonderful. Anybody who can repair all the gadgets and maintain all the gadgets at home, you can save lots of money for your family. Prachi Kalita, well said. Opportunities open the door for us. Claudia, I love reading. Thank you. Thank you, Claudia. It's so lovable to read all the comments. Others, those are watching this program, kindly share your views, post your views. And it's lovely to have your views. Now, let me just go ahead. Policies can help increasing the attractiveness of teaching careers in vocational education training, providing flexible pathways. See, don't pressurize anybody for any subject. Whatever you love, you do that. If you do that, what you love, if you're passionate about what you do, then you will never ever get tired. You would be a happy soul on this planet. And ladies and gentlemen, the other day, there was a gentleman from southern India who has gone abroad, and his grandfather, I think, or father, somebody was given the the Padma Bhushan long time back, and he was honored. And he told, why don't we bring humor in our education? He's at present in United States and he works on the brain, neuro system, neurosurgeon or something. And it was lovely to watch him on the YouTube. And he told, why don't we bring humor in our education ecosystem? So wherever you are watching this program, laugh, laugh, smile. You will remain young. You'll remain happy. Your facial muscles will never ever get wrinkles. You will enjoy the life longer. Increasing participation in training. Yes. How do we increase the participation? How do I get connected with you? Vocational teacher got to enter the soul. They got to enter your heart. And that is something. Do you remember how the boyfriend and the girlfriend, they talk to each other? They always go to one corner, happy, nicely, mood, hiding the mobile, sending the WhatsApp and all that. Anyway, I'm laughing while remembering all that a couple of years back. Now, when you have all that, what you enjoy, you will never get tired. You will always discover, in the social media, all young boys and girls, day and night, they are struggling. What are the new ways? Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, other areas. What do we do? How do we get connected? Imagine we are in the platonic world. We are in the virtual world. Come to the real world also. Pinch yourself and say, hey, I'm watching this particular program and I got to get connected over here and I'm a part of this particular program. I'm enjoying this particular program. If you're enjoying this program, then do post a comment. What would you like to learn as a skill for yourself? Balkrishan ji has written, and Kip again, I love gardening. Great. Julie ma'am, I love reading quotations and getting enlightened. Yeah, that's great. Nancy, good evening from Garo Hills, Meghalaya. Thank you. Rosie Chakma from Tripura. Greetings and good evening. S. Vosa Imphal. Wow. What we enjoyed, we never get tired. Beautiful lines. Yes, I'm telling you, try it out. Practice it on yourself. I don't get tired when I am on the webinar, when I'm talking to you, when I'm listening to Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji and other speakers, those come over here, because I learn from them. I'm a keen learner. I'm hungry to learn. I want to get some new skill every day. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a vocational teacher, guidance and support for the use of the technology. I want to learn the best apps from you. Okay, somebody can post it. What is the new app for the skills which has come in the market? Anybody who gives me what is the latest app which has come in the market on skills, the latest app, the correct answer will get 500 rupees, and that will be announced by Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji. You post it on the YouTube. What is the new app which has come for learning some new skills? You post it on the YouTube. Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji will evaluate, and whomsoever he selects, our chamber will give you 500 rupees this evening. For quite some time, we have not rewarded you. So let's work it out. Okay. Then Esposa, I've already told you. And Julie ma'am is saying, I wish to learn calligraphy and hand embroidery. That's great. Thank you very much. That's lovely, because that's a lovely quality and a skill which you can pick up. Let me just move ahead, and the others who would be joining, I'll recognize you now. Average government expenditures, particularly when you're talking about technical and vocational education and training. Now, what is the percentage of the total education spending? If you see low income countries, 5%, lower middle income countries, 4.88, upper middle income countries, 3.92, high income countries, 10%, East Asia and Pacific, 5.9. If you come to Europe and Central Asia, it's 9.94. If you come to Latin America and the Caribbean, it's 4.98. If you come to Middle East and North Africa, it's 8.58. And then North America, it's not applicable because they all are skilled. They are wonderful. They've got all gadgets. They've got all facilities. Okay, so South Asia, 3.31. I think we have to work very hard. It's too low a figure, 3.38. I'm feeling very shy to share this slide because I'm sitting in South Asia, and look at it, we are the lowest on this average of the global map. And Sub-Sahara, Africa is also ahead of me. Imagine, where are we? And this is the statistics which have been given by the World Bank, none else. Now, vocational teachers, global expertise. When you are a technical and a vocational education and training teacher, you need capabilities based upon and based around your knowledge, your technical and your personal attributes, and the ability to impart those capabilities to others to whom you are teaching, to whom you are sharing the knowledge. They must be able to balance their teaching expertise with an up-to-date knowledge and experience of an ever-changing industry. They need new pedagogical skills, industry experience, academic knowledge. All that is very important. If you want to become a vocational teacher, you must work with the industry for some time. That is something very, very important. If you don't have industry experience, you will be theoretical trainer, and you will not be doing the justice with your topic, with your subject, with your skills. Professional and personal development of everybody is very important. And of course, values and culture you have to have. The work of the technical and the vocational education and training professionals, when we talk about it, requires theoretical, technical, and subject specific knowledge. You require practical skills related to that particular vocational field. You require current knowledge, updated knowledge, latest knowledge of the industrial best practices and the work processes what we have got. You got to have theoretical, pedagogical knowledge and a practical pedagogical skills and know-how of the practice. That is something very important, because right at the center of the fulcrum is your learner. You have to understand. Now, this is something, ladies and gentlemen, very important slide, because UNESCO has got 255, UNIVOC centers across 170 UNESCO member states. That means countries across the 5 regions. And something very important you have to understand, the real everyday work of the technical and the vocational education and training teacher is a combination of educational work, social development, and career development, combined with a strong measure of care, patience, and understanding. When I say social development, every day Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan tells us there should be a social entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, on the YouTube, we have also been joined by BB Subha Foundation all the way. And we have also been joined from Arunachal Pradesh, Nyodu ma'am. We have also been joined by S. Vosa from Imphal. We have been joined by Juba Lakshmi from all the way Tripura. And then Nyoy ma'am is writing, teachers simplify the complex and make abstract concepts accessible to students. Mamta is writing, a positive mindset brings positive things. Info Students, it's a group of about 400 kids. Interesting yet different learning session. Thank you. And Moji Paduji, thank you. Moji Paduji, my blessings to you all the way in Alo, Pasar, and Kanobari, and Pasighat. I do not know where you are, but my blessings to you. You are a wonderful engineer in Arunachal Pradesh, and I'm proud of you all the time. Paras Dia, hearty welcome to you. Nisha Agrawal, good evening from Lucknow. Thank you. Mamta, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, my question for 500 rupees was, on the YouTube, please write one latest app which has come in the market and which is basically to learn new skills. Whatever skill you want to acquire. I'm not giving you any particular field. And there's a group of senior consultants also from Delhi. Thank you very much for joining. Priyanka Diman, great time. Thank you, Priyanka. Wonderful. You are a very hardworking and you are very innovative. We are proud of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just proceed and let me just move ahead and we all will take it on. Now, this UNIVOC network, when I talk about 255 centers of the UNESCO and 170 member states. Now, UNIVOC, when I'm taking it, it's particularly because the German government has paid the money and there are 5 centers which have come up, 5 verticals have come up. That is something. Now, what could be the key skilling domains? Important vocational training areas. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, when you're joining this particular session today, start loving technology. Become digital. Start loving your mobile phone. You should sleep with mobile, get up with mobile, think about mobile, laugh with mobile, and everything with mobile, because mobile is the best tool you have got with you. Listen to me, whether you are in village, whether you are in rural or you are in urban, if you have got bandwidth and if you have got connectivity and if you have got a device called mobile phone, ladies and gentlemen, you can do wonders on this particular planet. Can you imagine, on the average, every day, I almost browse 50 YouTube videos of different speakers because I want to gain knowledge. Then comes apparel. What you wear You tell the whole world. Your dress sense is very important. And then, ladies and gentlemen, BFSI, that is banking, financial services, and insurance. When you talk about retail, tourism, and hospitality, my heart bleeds because this sector has suffered maximum during pandemic. And whereas, I'm a tourism guy, all the time tourism. If you travel, ladies and gentlemen, the world is a book which you can read. When you meet different people, you can unfold so many things on this. And the more you travel, the more you meet people, the more you share knowledge, you become more humble, more humble. Because every time it makes you feel there's so much to know, there's so much to learn, there's so much to pick up. The world is a very big canvas, very big canvas. And Pankaj Tripathi ji from Agra, great. I think you're enjoying with Shah Jahan and Mumtaz. Begum Mumtaz, yes, Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. It's no more a golden triangle. The new golden triangle is education, skills, and micro, small, and medium enterprise. Moji Paduji, my distinguished engineer from Arunachal Pradesh. Thank you. Always a knowledge-filled discourse. Thank you. Thank you very much, Moji Paduji. I send you my blessings all the way in Arunachal Pradesh. May God bless you. May you shine. May you grow every day. And may you do wonders on this particular planet. I'm proud of you. Healthcare, wellness, green jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, pick up the jobs related to and pick up the skills related to. Are agar aap organic farming kar rahe hain, then also you're doing a great on this planet. Stop misusing facilities and power and whatever you have got around. Use less energy, use less resources. And you know how I can talk with so much of happiness and with so much of energy? Because I take only one meals. I take my lunch and dinner at 5 p.m. No meals thereafter. Before sleeping, haldi wala doodh, turmeric milk, and early in the morning, small dalia porridge with milk, and that's the end of it. You should put less in your body. You have to spend less energy on digestive system. Education and skills, construction related works, telecom, beauty and wellness. Look smart, talk smart, walk smart, remain young, be happy, and can I make one request to all of you this evening? When I talk about PWDs, that is persons with the disabilities, you should be thankful to God that God has given you all the organs of the body in a decent way and a nice way. Take my one advice today. Start enjoying music. Start enjoying music. Sing. गुनगुनाओ. खाना बनाते हुए किचन में और बेदिंग के टाइम में बाथरूम में कहीं भी थोड़ा सा गुनगुनाइए. When you will enjoy the music, you will have new vibration, new energy. You will have new synergy with the entire Brahmand, Prakriti, nature, ecosystem. I love music. I enjoy music. I always feel whether it is instrumental or vocal, you should enjoy music. Balkishan ji, this is my show. Thank you. Yoi ma'am. Teachers are the one who play the role of so many people in a child's life. They are a mentor, they are parents, they are friends, and many more. I think Professor Saab, Yoi ma'am is writing a lot of things. A well-developed skill can make us master in a particular field, and it can be learned too. Mamta, where words fail, music speaks. Yes, that is something very interesting. I love music. Music, you should have ears for music. You should have heart for music. You should always listen to the sound of the other side. Now, some of the very important vocational training skills which are acceptable globally, because this program is going on YouTube, I'm not going to read it out. These are some other additional vocational skills. Ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure. My child, Chitra Kapoor, she's the one who packaged the entire program every day. And I just come over here and I share with all of you. And the only thing is we discuss together, but it is a hard work of Chitra ma'am. I send my blessings to her as a fatherly figure, the best whatever I can send it from my side. Now, teachers and youth empowerment, Very important for all of us, because during the pandemic, we have been focusing on this. And I'm very happy to share with all of you, ladies and gentlemen, go to ICSI's, that means GS Motivator channel. On the GS Motivator YouTube channel, if you go to 864th webinar, you will come to know vocational teachers training, and we will take you to Germany. Guten Tag, Guten Abend, Guten Dien, and you can come to know how Germany is becoming one of the key countries as far as the vocational education is concerned, just next to South Korea. How? Let's travel to South Korea. Let's travel to Switzerland. These are already the programs our chamber has done. If you go to the YouTube channel GS Motivator, webinar series 865, you can see South Korea vocationals. If you go to 866, you can see Switzerland vocational education. If you go to 867, you can go to Central Asia. If you go to 878 webinar, you can see the Japan vocational education. If you go to 879, you can see Singapore. If you go to 880, you can go to Philippines. If you go to 882, you can travel to Australia. Along with that, you can also travel to New Zealand, which is just next door. So ladies and gentlemen, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is doing great. There are 37 sector skill councils. We are proud of Dr. Nirmaljeet Singh Kalsiji. He is a great visionary who is doing phenomenal work for India, because the government of India took initiative and two organizations have been combined, the NSDA and NCVT, National Skill Development Agency and National Council for Vocational Training. And when we talk about it, what exactly has come? It is National Council for Vocational Education and Training, headed by Dr. Nirmaljeet Singh Kalsiji as a chairman. And we are proud of Mohit Soni. We have done about 100 webinars with him. Moji Paduji from Arunachal Pradesh is writing on the YouTube of our GS Motivator channel. Our country needs vocationally trained personnel that can directly apply it in fields. In Arunachal, we extremely local skilled workers, a skilled electrician or mechanic can earn much more than average who has done a simple graduation and a post-graduation. So true, Moji Paduji. Thank you very much for your beautiful words. What you mentioned over here, I totally agree with you. That is something interesting. Noy ma'am is writing, a well-developed skill can make us master in a particular field and it can be learned too. Yes, so true. And then we have got Mamta, wonderful presentation. Moji Padu, sorry, lack local skilled worked. Okay, local skilled worked. Okay. Then we are proud of wellness. Your physical wellness, your mental wellness, your environmental wellness, your economic wellness, your spiritual wellness. I'm grateful to Dr. Blossom Kocher, Colonel Kocher's wife, who is the chairperson of the Wellness Sector Skill Council. We have done more than 100 webinars with them. I'm proud of Colonel Anil Kumar Pokhriyal, the CEO of the Management and Entrepreneurship and Professional Skill Council. And ladies and gentlemen, our chamber is proud. We brought India's first finishing school way back in 1994. Inspirational labs, storytelling. 52,000 have gone through from here. The boys and girls, young boys and girls, and teachers training. I'm proud. I love meeting teachers and to learn from them the best possible, whatsoever we can pick up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about this particular pandemic, every challenge brings new opportunities also. During this pandemic, our ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, has moved ahead from the finishing school of 1994. We have gone total digital and we have moved to e-Gurukul for service industry on 27th September 2021. That is on the World Tourism Day. This is the home page of our web portal. If you go on to the icsiindia.in, you can see this is the home page right over here. A journey from the finishing school to e-Gurukul service industry 1994 to 2001. Shiksha, Kaushalta and Udmita. Click here. Register for the global knowledge. We are getting lots of knowledge from the world over for you. People are sharing so much of wisdom with all of us. during this entire pandemic, global skills and competencies. Why in our education ecosystem? And that's what we are talking in eGurukul. Why don't we bring in our education music, dance, games, happiness, humor, fun, creativity, curiosity, storytelling, stimulation, passion, talent hunt, talent display, stress-free education, technology-based education, vocational and skill-based education, outdoor education, nature-based education. Education got to be relevant to my day-to-day life, happy living. Education, skills, and outcome of these two. That is when we talk about the MSME, it's inseparable. Ladies and gentlemen, we are of a strong believer. Never ever take your population as a liability. Never ever think, oh my God, India has got such a huge population, 1.38, my God. Oh, no, no worries. Let's polish all these people. Let's develop all these people. Let's scale these people. This is going to be, India can be the soft superpower of the world. We are not interested to fight with anybody, but at the same time, it's a Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. We can help the entire world. And just look at it. Youth is the central fulcrum, central stage for the strategies of the services exports, and that's for our teachers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over here when we talk about B2B is back to basics of our life, and all of us together, let's work out a strategy. Basic food, basic health, basic education, and finally, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's make education and skill relevant. And my life is a blank slide because I want to learn this morning, this afternoon, this evening from all of you, including Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji, who is joining us from the United States. Join me in extending a very warm welcome and a hearty welcome to Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji from the Texas, from the United States. We start with the prayer and thereafter we proceed.
Gulshanji, namaste. Vagarta vivasaprutto, vagartaf patipatte, jagataf pitaro vande parvati parameshwara. Om Namah Shivaya. So I think you've covered everything. I think this vocational training is becoming a lot more important. I keep giving you the examples, but it doesn't hurt. I think, last year we had a severe problem, in my home state, where people lost power for 4 days, and then water pipes froze because of the freezing weather, and the pipes broke, and we could not find plumbers for 2 months. People could not live in their homes because the plumbing was gone and they could not fix it, and there was a sudden shortage of plumbers. Now, you would expect that as we develop, that you would have the talent pool to be able to keep your homes, the water flowing and the power lines running and the AC running. Turns out, there is not a whole lot of skilled people. The trades people are always missing. I can tell you another thing. The supply chain crisis has highlighted the importance of, repairability. So many folks are not able to get new cars, and their old cars, they have not kept up in maintenance. And so the demand for used cars also has gone up because there is it's become such a challenge. And if you don't have the maintenance ability and you don't have the maintenance workforce who can keep these things functioning, what happens is this: you don't get the full useful life. And then if suddenly there is some kind of a pandemic or crisis where the supply chain bottles up, it becomes actually a big problem, because you do depend on your car, your AC, your running water. All of these have become necessities. They are no longer luxuries. But if these necessities have to keep up and running, you need an army of skilled workers, and that's not happening. The same goes even with frontline healthcare workers or frontline IT workers. So many times people are now, you mentioned about tech challenges. People worry about supercomputer and all, but for a lot of folks who are at the bottom of the, who are at kind of the early adoption, late majority stage, who have problems with technology, they don't know how to fix these things. So you do need a technical skill set. And I found in India, actually, even senior citizen like my own parents or in-laws, they have a lot more comfort with technology, because for them there is a skilled manpower that is available to fix these issues. So in developed world, skilled labor is short, and because of that it's expensive. And of course, so we have to rely on do-it-yourself tools, but there is only so much do-it-yourself. 10 years back, I could do a lot more stuff do-it-yourself, but then now I hurt my back. So the necessity for skilled labor is definitely there, and we have not put a premium on it. Everybody is trying to go to college and get a college degree. Probably it's good, because you need a college education now that says, there is a lot of evidence that shows that if you get a college education, you do earn eventually better salaries over lifetime. But nobody has compared that with vocational education. What is the difference between somebody getting a vocational degree and getting a college education? And then there is probably some people are intrinsically better off doing technical education or vocational education. In other words, not learning why or how, but what to do and how to do, rather than why to do, right? And that learning by the hands as opposed to learning with the mind, that is not a bad thing. There is definitely that, as you said, there is definitely that, I don't want to use, what's the right word for it? Negative connotation. Hey, my son is an electrician, or my son is a plumber. But at the end of the day, the blue collar, the trade skills do pay well. And at the end of the other thing is, this is an age of lifelong learning. People could, I teach a lot of online classes, and a lot of my students are all working for professionals who have had a great career, for a while, like in construction or healthcare, and now they are trying to get an MBA. So I think that model also is possible, that you could get a great trades education, you make money, don't accumulate student debt, and then after once you reach a certain saturation point, or you think you cannot do the kind of hard work because of health reasons or physical challenges, you may want more of a desk work, you could always come and reskill and get a more of a managerial degrees. Those are possibilities. I think that is where we need the flexibility, because it should all be learner centric. Gone are the days where people would go to college till the age 23, and after that they work for 30 years. That doesn't happen. People need to come back to school to renew their education. So we are no longer like a birthing center. Birthing center means you go get birth, you are born, after that never come back. We are becoming more like a licensing center. Schools have to become more like license. Every 10 years you come back and re-credential. Yesterday, I think we were, I was discussing about the recommendations by Dr. Jagdish Sheth. He said we need certification. That is mandatory, especially in the area of services. And every 10 years we have to reskill, recertify, because knowledge, the half-life of knowledge is about 18 months. So we have all of these. So I think the flexibility is needed. Blue collar, because I have experience in my own family. My own father, my own uncle, some of them went through, because at 16 they got to go to work. I mean, there's no choice. So they went and got a diploma, worked, and then on the side they would do their undergrad, like an AMI or a bachelor's in engineering. I mean, that's why we need flexible pathways. The pathways, the credentials, and they accumulated. As they worked through their way, they were able to go, and my father retired as a CEO. So I've seen that. People go all the way from starting at an entry-level draftsman job in engineering and going so I've seen these successful pathways. There's nothing wrong. In fact, I would argue that some of the work ethic that they develop because they start working at a younger age is of a much higher order. And that's why they were able to work. They're able to work even till the age 75. On the other hand, I'm kind of the spoiled brat. I didn't start working till I was 29. Sometimes, I wonder if I'd started working earlier, would have been different. But anyway, so is life. You take the pathway you get. But the point I'm trying to drive home is, it is important that we give these pathways. With online, people can do white collar, blue collar jobs, but later on, if they think there is a flare, they can always upskill. So this upskilling, reskilling opportunities, if we provide, I think that will also add to the value of a vocational education. Because people think if we don't go to an IIT or IIM, my life is gone. Remember, life is what you make of it. Yes, of course, getting into one of the prestigious institutions or getting a PhD is definitely good. But as long as you're alive and you're creative and you're doing something good, don't feel, second to none. That is what we need to learn. And to me, that is what the new education policy encapsulates. That flexibility, we have to create the ecosystem where we can be able to vocational skill, creating those modules, these credentials, stackable credentials. And from there, if people want to move into a different career path, they can come and reskill. That I think is needed. And you're right. I mean, our education system was developed by the Macaulayan group, basically to produce clerks for the British Empire. But you're right, 15th century, look at the architectural wonders we have had. They are all made by skilled workers. So skilled workers is not a new concept to us. I mean, you have seen, look at the weaving that we have, look at the goldsmith, look at the kind of Qutub Minar. I mean, all of these are a testament to our working skills, So, even if I go back to the Vedic times, the construction of a yajna site or a construction of a temple, they all required a lot of vocational skills. And you're right that nobody went hungry because, let's say there was a famine, they would start this kind of public process, public construction project so that would feed the people. So, they talk about Keynesian economy, but all of these happened even before Keynes or any of these, because that is the foundation of our the kingdoms. They were all about welfare of the common people, and the vocational training, the working class were always taken care by this. So that was the goal of the king. But anyway, I'm getting into a lot of subjects and I'm trying to mix them together. But the point I'm trying to drive home is, it is important. I'm so glad that the Honorable Prime Minister has created a certain vision for vocational training. And with your expertise, sir, you are putting it on a pedestal. And however we can help, again, as you know, that I am committed to this vision. That's why I try to be here every 30, 40 minutes, because I am learning. I learned a lot about vocational training today. And how do we combine vocational training for the service industry? That, I think, is the next challenge we have to think of. But first of all, to work with your hands is not a wrong thing. In fact, they say green thumb, green thumb in gardening. I always say there is nothing called green thumb. There is only a brown thumb. You keep digging and making hard work, green will come. So similarly, there is nothing called skill or anything. If you really work at something, you will develop the skill. You're not born with a skill. You're only born with, if you have the interest, you will get that. And from there, you work your way self and you get into the economy and the workforce, and you can always upskill. And that's what the government and other institutions need to create. How do you create pathways for adult learners? Credentials, work experience. How can we make sure? Because remember, you want innovations and all that. How does a high school graduate or a university graduate who has not worked, how do they understand what the customers want? Let's say somebody has worked for 8 years in automobile industry as a tech, and he probably understands how people are using their cars. So then let's say they come into a business school, understand design thinking. For them to create the next innovation is a lot more easier, because there is a learning curve that is inherent, because they have seen how to create these products from first quarters. So I think it's important we recognize this pathway, as opposed to everybody spends up to the age 27, they are in school. Because remember, they're also the 16 to 30 is very, very fertile age. You can do a lot of things. You can learn a lot of things, but you can also learn a lot of things by doing behind. So vocational training can help us absorb a lot more people. And who knows, with our younger population, it could also mean that we are able to export some of this talent when economies become older. But thank you, Gulshanji. It was a good discussion today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. In fact, I just wish to share one more slide with the audience once again on the popular request. If you all can see the title of the first slide, which we have shown today, NRIs for Indian education. That means our Indian diaspora, those are remitting so many things, their innovation, their creativity, their technical know-how, their knowledge, their educational expertise, and at the same time, FDI to India. We are proud of our non-resident Indians, ladies and gentlemen. They are remitting maximum as compared to any other country world over. Number two, we want to take their guidance, help, and handholding as far as preparing our teachers for the global ecosystem. So every day we have got a special program for you. Tomorrow, the ladies would be having their special program for women. That is on Friday. Saturday, we will be taking you to northeast part of India. And thereafter, Sunday, we will be back with the non-resident Indians, because right from 3rd of October 2020, we all are together. And I would request Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji to select one of the winner who has posted maximum creative, whatever you can see on the YouTube. Let there be a one winner of the evening. But if you want two, I can take on two. Choice is yours. Whom would you consider? Two people who should be getting the reward this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, non-resident Indians for the Indian education ecosystem, and let's prepare our teachers, our educators, our trainers, our counselors with the vocational education for global education ecosystem. Look forward meeting all of you. Tomorrow is Friday. Don't forget, tomorrow we have got another special program every Friday coming live to you from Canada. Tomorrow you'll be having a program that is Know Yourself, that is at 5:30 p.m. And something very interesting we will share with Surya Kotamarthiji tomorrow, and something very interesting we will take on from Canada in the further journey. And with these words, I would request to Professor Vivek Shankar.
Hello, can you hear me, Sharmaji? I'm not, I think there's something, some problem here.
You can decide who should be the winner, who should be the
Yeah,
winner
it's
of
very,
the
one
morning,
is very
afternoon, and
obvious.
evening. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, one is very obvious. Seeing Mamta Chauhan very regular, so probably one award should go to Mamta Chauhan.
Mamta Chauhan, second award.
And regularly, I also see our good friend Om Namah Shivaya Balkrishanji. So today I requested that he also be given an award.
Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, heartiest congratulations to Mamta Chauhan and Balkrishanji for being the winner today. Heartiest congratulations. Pleasure to have all of you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of today's program. Look forward meeting you tomorrow all. Don't forget 5:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We will be traveling to Canada, and tomorrow at 8 p.m. our regular event which we are organizing every day. Namaskar and thank you very much, Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji. Your prayers before we close the session for today. Unmute your mic, please.
Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschik dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Thank you, Gulshanji.
Thank you. Thank you. So my great regards to everybody, those that joined us today. Look forward meeting all of you tomorrow.